Two executives are leaving WWE. Elsewhere, a big WWE pay-per-view change is coming soon, and a top AEW star's contract will be expiring before All In 2024. It's all in the wrestling news. Hello everybody, Jack and Ross back again with more wrestling news. Two top executives are set to be leaving WWE.
Yeah, according to reports from Fightful Select and PW Insider, the two best ones, no matter what Triple H says. Two executives have left the Reeves, Jack just said there. On Saturday, Fightful Select revealed that Steve Rubin, who had spent 26 years working with the company, has gone now from WWE. He started out in lower roles such as production assistant before climbing up the ladder to become senior director of TV events relations in the company.
Additionally, PW Insider have revealed that Michael Levin, who served as the vice president of international events and general manager of emerging markets, left WWE after spending 7 years with the company. He was actively working as recently as the Backlash show in Lyon, before even being in attendance for the premium live event itself as well.
I saw someone, and I've forgotten who it was, so Owen, please put it there, who said that Rubin was the man. A wrestler who worked for the WWE who said Rubin was the man. So obviously held in high regard by some, maybe not others.
I was reading a Reddit thread about Steve Rubin, his departure as well, and everyone seemed to be, some people who'd worked as like seat fillers at live events or like runners or just in a very short one-off capacity, all said that he was kind of the guy coordinating everything, and he seemed like a nice guy, and he seemed like he was, I think one of the seat fillers said something along the lines of, right, so the role of a seat filler is we want people to think that every single show is sold out, even though it's obviously not. Like, he was just very self-deprecating and very joking. And I think he sounded like a good guy. It's been noted that in the case of Levin, at least, that his role was phased out due to this merger between WWE and the UFC, with several roles in TKO only needing one person rather than two, due to both companies previously having their own separate teams. It's that corporate thing.
The merging. Yeah.
Hopefully both guys go on to do that. I mean, I guess they're both probably quite wealthy anyway. They'll probably be fine.
They'll be all right, I reckon.
Yeah, I have no basis for saying that. Elsewhere, Fightful Select has reported that several top independent companies are actively seeking out Jinder Mahal to appear on their shows, and the former WWE superstar is rumoured to have the potential to become a frequent face on the independent wrestling scene. According to Fightful, GCW is very transparent regarding its interest with Jinder.
It's a death match, isn't it, for Jinder Mahal? I don't know what it is about the Jinder Mahal name and a death match. It's like Zack Ryder and a death match shouldn't go together, but obviously Matt Cardona and that new guys now, he's made it work, and I'm getting similar vibes just from the potential of that thing there.
I am as well, and I think he could. He might not do this, but I can totally see him being the gimmick of like, hello, indie scum. Yeah. I'm a former WWE champion and I'm massive and everything.
It's going to be interesting because he said he wants to sort of like, he's been obviously stereotyped as like a evil foreign heel for so long in WWE because that's the way they've done things forever. And he wants to see that sort of representation change. So to see what he's going to do next is going to be very interessant.
And I don't think he needs to rely on the evil foreigner thing, because you pointed out recently, you reminded me how good his work with The Rock was when he just had to fill in that role and play just the heel to The Rock's ultra babyface when The Rock first came back, and did it really well, and he's got better mic skills than a lot of people give him credit for.
Yeah, let's give him the gimmick of a postman.
Yeah.
Because he always delivers. Sorry, I had to do it. Black Label Pro has also publicly expressed interest in Mahal. Additionally, Jinder is being sought out by Absolute Intense Wrestling, Cleveland-based the Cleveland-based promotion, yes. Absolute Intense Wrestling. There's also international promotions with interest in Mahal as well.
He has a little over 2 months remaining on his 90-day no-compete clause, but by the sounds of it, when that expires, he'll have no shortage of opportunities. So good luck to him. Now, a news that might be frustrating for for UK-based wrestling fans, I think. Yeah. Dana White has stated that the plan moving forward for TKO weekends is to have a UFC event on the Saturday and a WWE event on the Sunday. Recently, we've seen more and more WWE PLEs take place on the Saturday, and it's been quite lovely for us.
Yeah.
Because then you wake up on Sunday having stayed up late, but it's all right because it's Sunday.
Yeah, but I guess we're not the centre of the universe, are we, Jack?
I suppose not.
Most people get to watch the pay-per-view live without having to ruin their sleep schedule, but we should not dwell on that fact for too long.
Fair enough. During the press conference following Saturday's UFC Fight Night event, Dana said, "We already have those dates set up right now, where Power Slap goes on Friday." Power Slap's Dana's.
I think they should cancel Power Slap.
It looks stupid.
How can it end well for anybody involved?
It's so MMA, the sport of MMA, spent years and years going like, no, we're not barbaric. We're actually, in many respects, safer than boxing is, and all this sort of stuff. And then Dana's going, I know what's a good idea. Just lads fully slapping each other in the face.
Making them cheeks wobble.
Yeah. Power Slap goes on the Friday, and UFC goes Saturday. Then you're going to see Friday Power Slap, Saturday UFC and Sunday WWE. You'll start seeing that stuff too.
It is a shame, but because it just feels nice, like the centerpiece of a weekend on a Saturday night, all around the world, whatever, or Saturday morning, whatever time it is around the world for you watching. Just felt like that centerpiece moment for the pay-per-views being that thing. But I guess going back to tradition, there'll be some people who do like the Sunday pay-per-views just because of that's how it was for 30 odd years or whatever it was. So I don't know.
I think you could argue that it goes against the direction Triple H is trying to take WWE in, because he's trying to make it more global, and Saturday is a more global friendly night to have the wrestling on.
Yeah.
But obviously, as we just spoke about with the merger with the UFC, certain things have to be sacrificed, and this might be one of them.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Dana White say all this to Triple H's face. See what he does there. Elsewhere, now this is very interesting. So Bryan Danielson has made no secret of the fact that he is currently in his last year full-time as a professional wrestler. And despite saying in the past that he'll never retire, there is a question of whether his career will remain in AEW. Danielson has himself revealed over the weekend that his AEW contract is set to expire before All In 2024 at Wembley, which takes place on August 25th.
When speaking on casual conversations with the Classic, Daniel said that competing at Wembley Stadium was still something he wanted to tick off his bucket list, though he was unsure if he will get there due to an expiring deal. Yeah. Surely not.
I know. He says the big one is Wembley. I want to make it to Wembley. My contract actually expires before Wembley, but I want to make it to Wembley. Because as a wrestling fan, last year's All In was incredible, but as a wrestling fan, that's like a defining moment when the British Bulldog beat Bret Hart. So you think of Wembley almost in these mythical terms. He's going to make it. It's fine.
It's going to be fine. Yeah, it just depends who he's going to fight. They'll get a deal sorted out for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe that's no more fitting place to retire than Wembley by God Stadium, is there? But, against someone like Nigel McGuinness, potentially.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But then he said something very interesting. He went on to say that when looking ahead to the end of his full-time run, he'd like to wrap things up at the Tacoma Dome, which is in his home state of Washington, which will host the 2024 Wrestle Dream event, which is it's all come around so fast.
Yeah, that happens before Wembley as well, doesn't it?
Does it?
Does it? I don't know.
No, I think that might be after Wrestle Dream.
I've not looked at the schedule.
I think it goes... the way it went last year wasn't it all in, all out Wrestle
Shake
Dream?
It All About. Oh,
yeah,
right.
Wrestle Dream is the Shake It All About.
Yeah.
Who do you think would be... Obviously, he said he's not going to definitively retire, but he's going to wrestle a much reduced schedule after this. Who do you think, if that was his last full-time match, who do you think that would be against Wrestle Dream?
Just because watching Collision every week and hearing what Nigel says about him, it's Nigel for me. I know there'll be a lot of people who don't want to say that, but Nigel got himself back into ring shape. There's obviously history there with Ring of Honor and all that sort of stuff. Just to see Danielson batter Nigel McGuinness after the horrible things he's been saying on commentary, that's my front runner so far.
So not Nigel at Wembley?
Well, I don't know if he's going to be at... Is he going to be at Wembley?
I don't know.
I don't know what's happening.
But just because he's
English.
English...
his last match, I would love to see it be Nigel.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I would have it maybe Nigel at Wembley, but then I can't think of who I would have it in Seattle at Wrestle Dream.
Someone he's going to lose to, you'd assume. You'd assume.
Damn it.
Gabe Kidd.
The lifeboat, Gabe Kidd.
You don't know.
No.
No.
Did you see him on the local weather in America?
Yeah.
He seemed like the sort of person, because it was at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
He seemed like he'd been up the night before and was just still
He probably he's turned into a mad lad. I think that's what the right phrase to use is there.
Yeah, and then he won. Then he beat Eddie Kingston. Anyway, check out our earlier news video today on this very channel for all the other bits of wrestling news you may have missed, and any future news that might crop up later on you can find at cultaholic.com. Thank you very much for watching, and take care of yourselves. I've been Jack, this has been Ross, and we'll see you very soon.